So, mate, we've got a cracking tipster in focus this week. We've got Mark Hunter, one of the greats. He spends a lot of, he resides in Melbourne, radio down in Melbourne.
Yep.
And he flies. So if you're looking for pro horse racing tips, he's your man. He has a package on our site, mate. You can tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, look, very lucky to have calibre of Mark put their information through their site. I mean, the thing that punters probably aren't aware of is that, you might hear tips, but the packages like this is where they actually put in their staking plan.
Exactly.
This is what they're betting on.
Yeah, it's not what they have to tip in. It's not all 8 or 9 races covered with 4 different selections and, it's all over the shop. This is what they like. This is how much they like it. So
That's it.
It's
So
good information.
Mark
Really
Hunter on the site, his premium package, all that information's in it, his staking plan. And look, in particular, looking at his results on the weekend, some cracking winners, in particular, Cakewalk Baby, $18 plus.
Yeah.
But what's really interesting is how he gets to that outcome, stakes up in certain races and so forth. So without going too much into it, why don't we just chat to him?
Let's do it.
G'day, Mark. How you going?
Yeah, good, thank you.
That's the way, mate. That's the way. Obviously coming off a weekend where the old premium package with the staking plan did a bit of damage, mate. So we're just keen to get a bit of insight into some of the thinking that goes in behind the staking plan. Just wondering if you could start. I mean, obviously you leave some races in your staking plan, and on others you might have 1 or 2 runners in the race. Can you give us a bit of an insight into what goes behind your decision to actually leave races alone, not have any bet or tip in it?
Yeah, look, I think when you go through everything with the form, you probably get half the races on the card where a horse you would have top pick or a couple that you might like, they're just drawn awkwardly, or there's no speed in the race, or they're got a rider on that's probably not as good as the rider who rode it last time. There's always negatives for some races that you look at. For example, midweek, say at Kilmore or somewhere like that, one of those bush meetings, you could run the race 6 or 7 different times and get 6 or 7 different winners. So some races just aren't appealing, aren't cut and dry as to what you don't really want to have a bet in the race because there's just so many variables. But hopefully on a Saturday you come across 3, 4, 5 races which you're pretty keen on, which you can narrow the tips down to 2, 3, 4. They look like they'll lob in the right spot. They've got the right track conditions, good riders, and everything seems to fall into place. So you're pretty confident that you'll find the winner of that race, whether it be with 1 pick, 2 picks, or 3 picks, or whatever. You're pretty confident that you'll find the winner of that race.
That's fantastic, Mark. We noticed at Corporate on Saturday, it's probably a great example of that with Cakewalk Baby, saluting at $18.70 there, mate. So that was a big fill up for followers. And you outlaid 10 units on that race, and 3 of those were on that. When you're doing something like that, obviously you've narrowed the race down to 3 runners. When you're choosing your stake there, you obviously got 2 horses there to get a win and 1 to get just a result to break even, or what are you thinking when you got the 3 horses there?
Yeah, look, that race there, and with most of them, it's more the units aren't really reflective of the price of the horse, more of what I think the winning chances are. I did think Sweet Carolina would win the race, but the one query I had was it had 1 go on soft 6 and hadn't really fired, even though it was ridden upside down. So the horse is going terrific. I thought it would win the race if it handled the soft track. So that's where I tend to put my, say I give it a 50% chance of winning or 60%. So that's 5 or 6 units. Now, Cakewalk Baby was bigger odds, much bigger odds in the morning, but the units are more reflective of what I think the winning chances are rather than the price. Every now and again, I'll throw in a 1 unit one on a 20-1 chance to try and chop out for the race, but that race I staked Sweet Carolina heavy favourite because I thought it was the main winning chance in the race.
Great stuff, Mark. Thanks again for your time, Mark. Appreciate it, and I'm sure the punters will appreciate it as well.
Thanks, Aaron. Thank you.
Cheers, mate.